And I hope it showcases that everyone goes through a process of learning in Yu-Gi-Oh! Even myself, who's played this game for a very long time, every single format, I have to go over, like, I have to go through this process of messing stuff up, playing my deck badly, making misplays. The most important thing, I believe, when you are testing and when you're getting better at the game is that you realize when you're making mistakes. I think that's the most important part. You're not trying to never make mistakes. You're trying to see your mistakes so that you don't make them the next time it happens.
This was at the end of Josh's first new locals review stream. And first of all, shoutouts to Josh. Amazing content. Really looking forward to more of this kind of stuff. But he basically said exactly what I've thought the entirety of the stream, and it really resonated with me. You know, I'm someone who struggles quite a bit with perfectionism, and even going to locals, not being like at least somewhat comfortable with the deck, really is difficult for me. Obviously, not to mention going to higher stakes tournaments, regionals, even if I'm not like really comfortable on the deck. I really struggle with that because I feel like I'm making so many mistakes, and oftentimes even obvious mistakes. Like the classic, you make like a play and immediately afterwards realize what's wrong with it. Like yesterday at locals, I played VS K9 for the last time, and with the line I took, the decision what to get from Holisu, I realized, well, I could have just gotten Jiaolang. I already had 2 fires, make Ripper play around Nibiru, but I didn't, and realized immediately after getting the search from Medlove I summoned. And yeah, in the moment it really isn't that bad, but and you learn it. Like, I'm definitely not gonna do that again. But beforehand, like, there really is a really big hurdle for me to take and accept when going to a tournament that I'm going to make mistakes, and not like some mistakes that are, well, very difficult calls, but even obvious mistakes. And I feel like content like this really shows that. Like, Josh has been one of the best players for years. He's a world champion, has a lot of tops under his belt, and even he makes Secretarian with Rahu. Things like that. Like, he made a lot of misplays, even some pretty obvious ones. Obviously, he also saw lines that I never would have thought of, which you can still see that great player shining through, but even he fucks up badly, makes illegal plays. Julian Keown, the new TCG World Champion as well, when he reviewed his Worlds games, obviously, he still played well, but there were also a couple of pretty obvious errors. And yes, this is obviously the highest of stakes tournament, and being under a lot of pressure, you are bound to make more mistakes. But if players like these, like world champions, players like Josh, who have been the best for years, for over a decade now probably, then making mistakes is fine for normal players like you and me as well. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just is a very hard game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is insanely difficult, and oftentimes even just understanding what a deck wants to do. Not to mention, like, not to mention like finding the right decisions, drawing the right conclusions in specific game states. Just understanding fundamentally what the goal of a deck is and how to achieve that can oftentimes really be difficult with outside resources. So even if errors in this game sometimes may seem obvious, I feel like oftentimes people forget how much you had to learn beforehand. And this obviously is a big issue for Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like this is one of the big reasons for the quite bad new player problem Yu-Gi-Oh! Has. And things like this, like seeing Josh learn a decks, make stupid mistakes, learn from them, and show people that this game is so difficult that even the best do need to learn a lot every single new format, every single new deck. And it helps, I feel like it helps a lot for newer players or players like me who want to get back more into the game and take it a little bit more seriously, not play like super casually, just retro formats or something like that. I feel like this kind of content is important. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has oftentimes struggled almost with this kind of elitism, and things like this I feel like are really important to keep the community going. Yeah, not a lot that I had to talk about in this. I just really wanted to be appreciative of what people like Josh are doing, people like Julian are doing. Like, obviously you're not only learning from this kind of content, but it really helps just to put the insane complexity of this game into perspective, and I think this is really important. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Bye.